Hello my dear students, myself Dr. Pitambar Humne, founder Botany for You and working as Associate Professor and Head Department of Botany, Dharampet MP Dev Memorial Science College, Nagpur, Maharashtra, India. I welcome you all in this online platform for the students of Life Sciences Botany for You. In the series of lectures based on MCQs, we are taking the fifth lecture in today's lecture. And the today's lecture is based upon the Artemeniu Botany syllabus of BSc semester 1, which is based upon microbes, algae and biofertilizers. I am very much confident this lecture will be beneficial to the students of semester 1 appearing for the online examination conducted by the RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur, as well as for other universities where the similar type of the topics are included in the first year syllabus, and also hopeful that this lecture will be highly benefited to you. This is syllabus for the paper 1 BSc semester 1 as per the RTMNU Nagpur University Nagpur syllabus, which includes the viruses, prokaryotes, algae and biofertilizer. In the unit first, which is based on the viruses and the prokaryotes, that is the viruses, which includes the nature of viruses, that is living and non-living characteristics of the viruses, ultrastructure of tobacco mosaic virus, and structure and multiplication of T4 bacteriophage, including the economic importance of the viruses. In addition to that, the study of mycoplasma with the property, structure and the reproduction, and the different aspects of the bacteria are also included in this unit. So, first of all, we will see the questions based upon viruses, mycoplasma and bacteria. Which of the following nucleic acid is present in the viruses? If we see the nature of viruses, we will find that in a viruses there is a presence of either RNA or DNA as a genetic material, and hence here either A or B, that is either there is a presence of the RNA or the DNA is present, and hence the D will be the answer for this question. Which of the following components are present in viruses? If you see the composition of the viruses, then we find that there is a presence of nucleic acid in the center as a genetic material, which is either RNA or the DNA, and there is a protein core around this nucleic acid, and hence the nucleic acid and the protein both are present in the viruses, and hence both, that is the A and B, that is nucleic acid and the proteins, will be the answer. Then which of the following character shows livingness of the viruses, or we can say that the living characteristics of the viruses, because as we are considering the viruses are present at the age of the living and the non-living, they show the living characteristics as well as the non-living. So, we will have the question here that the living characteristics of the viruses. First one, that is they are infectious agents. Second one, that is that can be transmitted from one host to the other, and they undergo the mutation. If you see these three different characteristics, that they are the infectious agent, or they can transmit from one host to the other, or even they can undergo the mutation, and these all the three characteristics are the characteristic features of the living organisms, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Which of the following is not a non-living character of the viruses? We have to see that non-living and not the non-living. So, first, that is they can be crystallized and stored. This is a non-living character. They can reproduce within a living host. The reproduction is a characteristic feature of the living organism. And if we see that not non-living means it is a living. So, it becomes now the answer for this question, and they are non-cellular, which is again one of the characteristics of the non-living things. Then cannot reproduce outside the host. This is also the characteristic feature of the non-living things, and hence the not the non-living character, it becomes now the B, which will be the answer for this question. Then the tobacco mosaic virus is either it is a single-stranded RNA virus, double-stranded RNA virus, single-stranded DNA virus, or double-stranded DNA virus. If you see the structure of the tobacco mosaic virus, then you will find that there is a presence of the coiled structure of the RNA molecule, around which there are the presence of many capsomeres which are made up of the proteins. And this RNA which is present in the tobacco mosaic virus is single-stranded RNA, and hence it becomes now the answer, that is the A1. Then each capsomere in tobacco mosaic virus consists of, means if we see this single capsomere in the structure of the RNA virus or the tobacco mosaic virus, then there are 158 amino acids are present which are responsible for the formation of the single capsomere. Then how many nucleotides are bound to each capsomere? If you see this RNA molecule, then this RNA molecule is made up of the different nucleotides, and if you see each capsomere, then there are the presence of such 3 nucleotides which are attaching the one capsomere in the structure of tobacco mosaic virus, and hence 3 becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is insect vector of the tobacco mosaic virus? Though there is a transmission of the virus or the tobacco mosaic virus from one organism to the other, there are these many insects which are responsible to carry this virus from one host to the other, and this includes the Majus pseudosolani, then Macrosiphon sonalifoli, and the grasshopper, and all these 3 are the vectors of tobacco mosaic virus, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is the symptom of tobacco mosaic virus? Means after the infection on the tobacco plant by this virus, what will be the symptoms or the external appearance of that plant after the infection? That we have to consider it as a symptoms. So first one, that is the wrinkled leaves, and second one, that is the mottled leaves, means formation of the wrinkles on the leaves as well as the formation of the certain spots on the leaves, that is the mottled type of the leaves. So both these characteristics are shown by the tobacco plant in the form of the wrinkled leaves as well as the mottled leaves, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is a negative importance of the virus? We will have to concentrate on that negative importance, means it is not the beneficial. First one, that is the striations on the petals of the tulips, means in a tulip plant, if we see the flowers and the striations on the petals of the flower provide it a beautiful looks. So this beautiful look make it ornamental, and hence it is a beneficial, and we want the negative importance, so this will not be the answer. Then play an important role in purification of the water. There are the many viruses which are involved in the purification of the water by infecting on the different bacteria which are present in the water, that is the bacteriophages, and hence that is one of the positive importance of the viruses. Then they causes many plant and the animal diseases, and this is a negative importance of the virus, and hence the C is the answer for this question. Then which of the following stage appear first in lytic cycle? In a lytic cycle, the phages infect on the bacteria to produce its own progeny inside the bacterial cell. And first of all, the attachment of the phage on the wall of the bacteria is a first stage, and that is known as the adsorption by the cell. So the adsorption becomes the first step in the process of lytic cycle, and hence it is a answer. Then phages responsible for lysogenic cycle are called as? So you must know the answer of this one. They are known as the temperate phages, as they are unable to produce their progeny inside the bacterial cell. And the other type of the phages which are responsible to produce their own progeny inside the bacterial cell, they are known as the virulent phages, which are responsible for the lytic cycle, and hence the temperate phages is the answer. Then T4 phages are, if you see the DNA or the RNA, which are the genetic material of the viruses, then in a T4 bacteria, the double-stranded DNA molecule is present in the form of genetic material. As you have seen the structure of bacteriophage, in which there is a such type of the structure, and in the head region there is a presence of double-stranded DNA molecule. So double-stranded DNA molecule is a genetic material of the T4 phages. Then which of the following is used during the adsorption by bacteriophages? Means when this bacteriophage is attached on the bacterial cell on the cell wall, at that time here there are the spicules, or we can say that they are the pins, and also there are the presence of fibers which are known as the tail fibers. So these tail fibers as well as these tail pins both are used to adsorb or attach the phages on the bacterial cell, and hence both A and B becomes the answer. Then presence of hydroxymethylcytosine is the characteristic feature of, if you see the cytosine in the tobacco mosaic virus and T4 bacteriophages, then you will find that there is a presence of the cytosine in the form of hydroxymethylcytosine in the T4 bacteriophage, and hence the B will be the answer. The cell wall is found to be absent in bacteria, mycoplasma, both or none of these. If you see the mycoplasma, it is nothing but the bacteria-like cell minus cell wall, means it is just like to that of the bacteria, but the cell wall is found to be absent, and here the same question is asked, and hence the mycoplasma becomes the answer for this question. Then mycoplasma are and stain slowly on long exposure to dyes. You should remember all the mycoplasma are the gram negative, and hence the gram negative becomes the answer. In mycoplasma, the genetic material composed of, as the mycoplasma are placed in between the viruses and bacteria, they show the many characteristic features of the viruses also as well as the bacteria on the other hand. And here there are the both type of the conditions, that the DNA is also the genetic material and RNA is also the genetic material, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then who discovered the mycoplasma? We should remember the name, that is the Louis Pasteur, who discovered the mycoplasma in 1958. Then which of the following are not the characteristics of viruses? Not the characteristics of the viruses. So in such a question you must read the not properly. The genetic material is either DNA or the RNA, that we have seen earlier. In a viruses there is either presence of the DNA or the RNA as the genetic material. Then they lack the enzymes necessary for their metabolism. They don't have their own metabolic processes and they use the metabolic machinery of the host, and hence it is also the correct one. And they are non-cellular. As we know, the viruses are the non-cellular organisms, and hence all these are the characteristic features of the viruses, and hence none of these becomes the answer for this question. Then bacteriophages are involved in, if you see the bacteriophages, then conjugation, transformation and transduction. We should know the definitions of all these three. That conjugation means when there is a transfer of DNA from one bacterial cell to another with mutual contact. That is, this is a conjugation tube which is made up of 6 pili, and hence here there is a mutual contact in between them and no involvement of the virus. Transformation means the uptake of the DNA by the bacterium from the surrounding. So, this bacteria, if it is present nearby the bacterial cell, then it is to be absorbed by the bacteria, that is the transformation, no involvement of the phage. And transduction means the transfer of DNA from one bacterial cell to another with the help of vector, and that is known as the bacteriophage, and hence the transduction becomes the answer for this one. Then who among the following is known as the father of bacteriology? Here also we should remember Antony von Leeuwenhoek is known as the father of bacteriology. Then the bacteria are called as omnipresent for its nature of habitat, because if you see the habitat of the bacteria, they are present in the air also, they are present in the water also, and they are present in the soil also. Means in all possible type of the habitats there is a presence of bacteria, and hence because of such a type of the diverse type of the habitat of the bacteria, they are known as the omnipresent, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then bacterial plasma membrane having infoldings at a certain place is called as. If you see the bacterial cell, there is a presence of the cell wall and then the plasma membrane, and this plasma membrane at the certain point having such a type of the infoldings, and such a type of the infolding is known as mesosome, and hence the mesosome becomes the answer for this question. The genetic material of bacteria is, in bacteria the genetic material which is present, and that is the double stranded circular DNA molecule, which is the characteristic feature of the prokaryote, that is the circular DNA. Then which of the following is used in conjugation? If we see the conjugation process, that the transfer of DNA from one bacterial cell to other with mutual contact, and this mutual contact is formed by the 6 pili, that is a conjugation tube, and hence the pili is the answer for this question. Then autonomously replicating extra chromosomal DNA present in cell cytoplasm of the bacterial cell is known as. If you see the bacterial cell, this bacterial cell contain its own DNA molecule which is double stranded circular. In addition to that, if there is a presence of some other DNA molecule in the cell cytoplasm of the bacterial cell, then it is known as the plasmid, and hence the plasmid becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following process of reproduction is carried out during adverse condition in environment? In every organism, in case of the microbes especially, there is a special type of the mode of the reproduction in a adverse condition, and usually the budding and binary fission, these are the two different processes which are carried out in a favorable condition of the atmosphere, while the formation of endospore is carried out during the unfavorable condition, and hence it is the answer. Then transfer of DNA or genetic material from one bacterial cell to other with mutual contact is known as, just we have seen that there is a formation of the mutual contact in the form of the conjugation tube by the 6 pili, and that is known as the conjugation. Then in which of the following process in bacteria known as the sexual reproduction? Usually in the bacteria the conjugation, transformation and transduction, in which there is a contribution of the DNA molecule by the two bacterial cell, and hence it is known as the sexual reproduction, and hence the conjugation, transformation and transduction, all three are considered as a sexual reproduction in the bacteria. Then which of the following type of ribosomes are found in bacteria? As the bacteria is a prokaryotic organism, and presence of 70 S ribosomes is a characteristic feature of the prokaryotes, and presence of 80 S type of the ribosome is a characteristic feature of the eukaryotes. As the bacteria is prokaryotic organism, the 70 S type of the ribosomes are present. The cell wall, which contain 95% of the peptidoglycan and 10% of the teichoic acid, is an example of. If we see the gram positive bacteria, then we will find that the presence of 95% of the peptidoglycan and 10% of the teichoic acid is present, and hence it becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following components are present in the bacterial cell? If you see the endoplasmic reticulum, which is the characteristic feature of the eukaryotic cell, presence of the mitochondria is also the characteristic feature of the eukaryotic cell. Presence of Golgi complex is also the characteristic feature of the eukaryotic cell. Means all these three are present in the eukaryote, but the bacterial cell is a prokaryotic type of the cell, and only the ribosomes are present in the bacterial cell, and hence it is a answer. Then which of the following is not present in the bacterial cell? Not present. Cell wall is present, plasma membrane is also present, nuclear membrane is absent, and nucleic acid, that is DNA, as well as RNA, both are present. So here the nuclear membrane is found to be absent in the bacterial cell, and because of that we are considering the bacterial cell as a prokaryote, because the nucleus is not bounded by the nuclear membrane. Then during protein synthesis, many ribosomes are held together by mRNA. Means you have seen such a type of the structure in which the one mRNA is bound with the many ribosomes. So such a type of the structure is known as polyribosomes, and it is also known as the polysomes, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is importance of bacteria? Nitrogen fixation, fermentation, and antibiotic production. If you see the economic importance of the bacteria, then we will find that there are the many bacteria which are responsible for the nitrogen fixation. There are many bacteria which are responsible for the fermentation also, and even the many bacteria are also used for the antibiotic production, and hence all these three are the economic importance of the bacteria, and hence it is a answer. In conjugation, the DNA transfer from, if you see the conjugation, then there is a transfer of DNA from F positive to F negative cell. So here there is a presence of the plasmid in the F positive, while the plasmid is found to be absent in the F negative, and hence F positive to F negative becomes the answer for this type of the conjugation. Then mycoplasmas are considered to be intermediate in between the viruses and bacteria, as earlier we have seen. The mycoplasmas are placed in between the viruses and bacteria in the classification, and this is because of they can grow in a medium which contain no living tissues. This is a characteristic feature of the bacteria, that it can be cultured on a artificial media. Then they can pass through the many filters which cannot pass the bacteria, and this is a characteristic feature of the viruses. So as the mycoplasmas show the characteristics of the viruses on the one hand and bacteria on the another hand, they are placed in between the viruses and the bacteria, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. When bacterial cell divide several times and all the cells remain attached with each other, the structure is known as. After the division of the cell, such a type of the condition is formed, or even if there are the spherical type of the cell, then such type of the arrangement will be there, and such a type of the formation of the many cells by the continuous division of the bacterial cell, they are known as streptococci or the streptobacilli, depending upon the type of the cell. Cocci means the circular and bacilli means the cylindrical, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then in a unit 2, it contains the cyanobacteria and algae. The cyanobacteria includes the different structure, then structure of the heterocyst, structure and reproduction in the nostoc including the economic importance, general characteristics of the algae and classification of the algae given by the Fritsch. The cyanobacteria are in nature. If we see the cyanobacteria, means bacteria and cyanobacteria both are prokaryotic in nature, and hence the prokaryotic becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following character is shown by cyanobacteria? They lack the flagella, correct one. Then they are either unicellular or the multicellular organisms, and absence of sexual reproduction. That is, all these three characteristics shows the cyanobacteria character, and hence all the above becomes the answer. Then cell wall in cyanobacteria consists of, if you see the cell wall of the cyanobacteria, it is made up of 4 different layers, that is L1, then L2, L3 and L4. So these are the 4 different layers which are present in the cyanobacteria cell wall. Then thallus of cyanobacteria is filamentous, colonial, uni or the multicellular. If we see the different type of the cyanobacteria, then all these 3 different type of the thallus are present in the cyanobacteria, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this one. Then fibrils or mucilage sheath in cyanobacteria are made up of, they are made up of pectic acid, they are made up of mucopolysaccharides, and they contain sugar also, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Cyanobacteria can form symbiotic association with, if you see the symbiotic association of the cyanobacteria, then you will find that if you see the Anthoceros, it contains the cavity, and that cavity contains the cyanobacteria. Even in the gymnosperm, if you see the cycas, then it contains the special type of the root that is known as the coralloid roots, and in coralloid roots there is a presence of algal zone which also contain the cyanobacteria, and hence in a bryophytes as well as in the gymnosperm there is a presence of cyanobacteria in association with it, and it is responsible for the atmospheric nitrogen fixation, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then blue-green algae belongs to the class. If you see the blue-green algae name, it is given to the members of Cyanophyceae, or it is also known as Mixophyceae, means both these names are alternating, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not present in the cells of cyanobacteria? Cell wall, plasma membrane, nuclear membrane, and none of the above. As we have seen, the cyanobacteria is a prokaryotic organism, and the characteristic feature of the prokaryotic organism is that there is a absence of nuclear membrane, and hence the nuclear membrane is found to be absent in the cyanobacteria. Then which of the following spores are known as resting spores? Means usually such a type of the spores are formed at the end of the favorable season, and here the achaenates are usually formed at the end of the favorable season, and hence they are known as the resting spores in the cyanobacteria. Then which of the following cell is used in nitrogen fixation? If you see the cyanobacteria, in nostoc there are the different type of the cells, and these are different type of the cell are classified into the 3 different types, that is heterocyst, then some are the thick walled and dark cells which are known as the achaenates, and the rest of the cells are known as the vegetative cells. And if you see the fixation of the nitrogen, then it requires anaerobic condition and presence of an enzyme dinitrogenase. So that is carried out by the heterocyst, and hence the heterocyst is the answer, as it is responsible for the atmospheric nitrogen fixation in the cyanobacteria. The chromatoplasm of the cyanobacteria contains, if we see the chromatoplasm means the peripheral region of the cell, it contains thylakoids which are responsible to carry out the process of the photosynthesis. It contains the protein granules and also the oil vesicles, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following is not harmful effect of the cyanobacteria? Not harmful effect. So it makes the water unsuitable for the drinking. It is harmful. It produces the potent neurotoxin, means again it is harmful. It produces the foul odor to the water, and hence the water becomes unfit to the drinking, and none of the above. And hence all these are the harmful effects of the cyanobacteria, and hence none of the above becomes the answer for this question, as the question asked the not harmful. Then nostoc found in, if you see the habitat of the nostoc, then you will find that generally nostoc is present in the fresh water, but in certain cases where there is a slow running of the water or the water current, then even there is a development of the nostoc colonies on the soil also, and hence it is found in the fresh water as well as on the soil, that is the terrestrial habit, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then how many polar nodules are present in a terminal heterocyst? See the terminal heterocyst. Now if you see the heterocyst may be present in a intercalary condition or at a terminal condition. Say for example, if this heterocyst is present at the end, and it is known as the terminal heterocyst, and if this heterocyst is present in between the vegetative cell, it is known as the intercalary heterocyst. So here there are the 1 and 2 polar nodule if it is a intercalary, and here there is a presence of 1 polar nodule when it is a terminal heterocyst. So one pore is present, or the 1 polar nodule is present in case of the terminal heterocyst. Then colorless empty looking cells in a filament of the nostoc are called as, if you see the empty looking cells or the colorless cells in the nostoc filament, then it is a heterocyst, and hence it becomes now the answer. Then akynates are also known as, just we have seen in an earlier question that akynates are the resting spores, and these are also known as orthospores, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then trichomes with heterocyst at its both the ends is called as, if you see the reproduction in the nostoc or the cyanobacteria, then you will find that such a type of the figure in which the heterocysts are present at its both the ends. So such a type of the filaments are known as hormogonia, and hence it becomes now the hormogonia which is involved in the reproduction of the cyanobacteria. Then which of the following is not method of reproduction in the cyanobacteria? Not a method of reproduction. Cyanobacteria reproduces by means of the fragmentation, it reproduces by means of the akynates, and even it reproduces with the help of heterocysts present in it, and hence all of these are used for the reproduction, and hence none of the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not present in the heterocyst? It is pseudovacuoles, then cyanophycean granules, both and none of the above. If you see the structure of heterocyst, there are the presence of pseudovacuoles as well as cyanophycean granules as a stored food material, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following statement is true with respect to protoplasm in cyanobacteria? Centroplasm is inner and colorless, which is correct one. Then chromoplasm is outer and pigmented as it contains the thylakoids, and this is also the correct one. And hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then heterocysts play an important role in asexual reproduction, nitrogen fixation. Just we have seen both, that is the heterocysts are used for the asexual reproduction also, and even the heterocyst is responsible for the atmospheric nitrogen fixation, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not the character of algae? Not the character. Preserved food is a starch, which is the characteristic feature of the algae. Then plant body is thallus-like, which is also the characteristic feature of the algae. Then formation of embryo, which is not the characteristics of the algae. Then absence of stomata, which is again the characteristic feature of the algae, and hence formation of embryo is not the character of the algae. Then which of the following is the character of algae? Presence of archegonium, sex organs are unicellular, presence of vascular tissue, and none of the above. Archegonium are not present in the algae. Sex organs are unicellular, which is the characteristic feature of the algae, and the presence of vascular bundle, this is also the wrong, because the vascular bundles or the vascular tissues, phloem and the xylem, are found to be completely absent in the algae and the bryophytes also, and hence sex organs are unicellular becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following characters were considered by F.E. Fritsch during the classification of algae? If you see the classification which is proposed by the F.E. Fritsch, then you will understand that the number and mode of attachment of the flagella in motile cells. As you know, such type of the flagella are present. In some other cases, there are such type of the flagella. In certain cells, there is a presence of the single flagella. In some other cells, there is a presence of such type of the many flagella. So, number of flagella playing an important role in the classification of the algae. Then thallus structure and chemical nature of the pigments, that is the one of the important character which is to be considered by the F.E. Fritsch. Then reserved food and method of reproduction. So, all these three characteristics are taken into the consideration while classifying the algae by F.E. Fritsch, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then F.E. Fritsch in 1954 classified algae in, if you see the complete classification which is proposed by Fritsch, then here there are the 11 classes which are given by him. Then which of the following is first class? Means 1, 2, 3, 4 up to the 11. So, which one is the first class among all the 11 classes which are given by the F.E. Fritsch? So, here the Chlorophyceae becomes the first class in the classification which is given by the F.E. Fritsch. Then which of the following is the last class among the 11 classes of the algae? That is this one. So, the Myxophyceae is placed at the end of the classification by the F.E. Fritsch, and hence it becomes now the 11th or the last class in the classification. Then which of the following orders belong to class Chlorophyceae? If you see the volvocales, Udogoniales and the Carels. Volvocales include the volvox, Udogoniales include the Udogonium, Carels include the Cara, and all these are the green algae, that is the members of Chlorophyceae, and hence all these three orders belongs to the Chlorophyceae. Then Basilaриophyceae includes, if you see the centrales and pennales, both are the orders of the Basilaриophyceae, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then Myxophyceae or Cyanophyceae is classified into, if you see the classification which is proposed by the F.E. Fritsch, then you will find that the Myxophyceae is classified into 5 different classes. So, ectocarpels included in the class. If you see this ectocarpels which is included in the Phaeophyceae. Then order Nemationales of subclass Floridae included in. Nemationales is included in the rhodophyceae and the member in the study is Batrachospermum. Which of the following components are synthesized from algae? This is from the economic importance. Synthesis of the agar-agar, synthesis of the alginic acid, and synthesis of the carrageen. So, carrageen or the carrageenan. So, all these three components are synthesized from the algae, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then algae is economically useful as, if you see the formation or the synthesis of the fertilizers, then food and the fodder, and source of minerals. Then all these three are the economic importance of the algae. A rock-like deposits formed from the indestructible siliceous cell wall of the fossil diatoms is called as, and this type of the structures which are present in the ocean, they are known as the diatomaceous earth. So, you must remember this one. Then which of the following are the uses of diatomaceous earth? Here, insulator of refrigerators, in making soundproof rooms, and constituent of tooth powder, and all these three are the uses of diatoms, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. In third unit, there is a 4 different algae or the genera from the algae, that is Chara, Vaucaria, Ectocarpus, and Batrachospermum, and the questions based upon the life cycles of all these 4 genera. Which of the following algae is unicellular? If you see the Chara, Vaucaria, Ectocarpus, and Batrachospermum, then you know very well that the structure of the Vaucaria is unicellular, and hence it becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following algae shows Gongrosira stage? Here, when the filament of the Vaucaria, they show the septation or the partitions for the formation of akinets, then this type of the structure of the thallus is looking like to that of the algae, that is the Gongrosira, and hence it is known as the Gongrosira stage. But later on it is found that Gongrosira is not the algae, but it is the stage of the Vaucaria, and hence it becomes the answer. Asexual reproduction by Vaucaria takes place through the formation of, by means of the planospore, by means of the zoospore, and the hypnospores, and the Vaucaria reproduces by means of all of these. The species of Vaucaria are monoecious as well as dioecious, and hence both A and B becomes the answer. Vegetative reproduction in Chara takes place by the formation of, if you see the vegetative reproduction in Chara, there is a formation of the amylum stars, that is they are star shaped and containing the amylum starch. Then secondary protonema formation from the nodal region, and formation of the amorphous bulbul from the nodal region of the axis or the rhizoids. So all these three are the methods of reproduction in the Chara, and hence all the above becomes the answer. How many shield cells are covering the entire globule in the Chara? If you see the structure of globule, which is spherical in structure, and it contains the shield cell which are covering from outer side. So here there are the 8 different shield cell from outer side. So 8 become the answer. The antheridial filaments are directly developed from, if you see, from outside to inside the globule, then to the shield cell there is attachment of the manubrium. From the manubrium, there is a development of the primary capitulum, and from the primary capitulum, there is a development of secondary capitulum, and from the secondary capitulum, there is a development of the branched or unbranched filament which are responsible for the formation of antheridia or the gametes, and hence the secondary capitulum are the structure from which the antheridial filaments are developed. Then 5 free cells present at the top of the nucle in Cara is called. If you see the structure of nucle, it is oval in structure, and around it there are the presence of tube cells, and these tube cells or these 5 different tube cells are free at the tip, and this is known as corona, and hence it becomes now the answer. How many plants are formed from each zygote in the Cara? Usually, if you read the post-fertilization changes in Cara, after the meiosis, there is a formation of 4 different nuclei. Out of that, one transfer to the apical end, and then there is a formation of the transverse wall, and these 3 degenerate, and hence only the single plant is formed in the Cara, and hence 1 becomes the answer. Then wanderplasm formation is the characteristic feature of during the formation of the female reproductive organ by the Vaucaria, the many nuclei and the cytoplasm is aggregated, and it is formation of knob-like structure on the thallus, and this is known as wanderplasm, and hence during the formation of oogonia in the antheridia, there is a formation of the wanderplasm. Then which of the following is not involved in alternation of generation in ectocarpus? Unilocular sporangia, plurilocular sporangia, and gametangia. If you see the development of the plurilocular sporangia, which is cylindrical in structure and many-celled, which is responsible for the development of the zoospores, and the zoospores which are formed by this ectocarpus are diploid, and hence it is only responsible for the multiplication of sporophyte on which this plurilocular sporangia develops, and hence it is only used for the multiplication of the sporophyte, and hence not involved in alternation of generation. Then which of the following is responsible for the formation of haploid zoospores or meozoospores? As earlier says, the plurilocular sporangia are responsible for the formation of the diploid structures, that is diploid zoospore. Unilocular sporangia undergo meiosis, and because of that haploid zoospores or meozoospore are formed, and hence it becomes now the answer, while the gametangia is responsible for the formation of male and the female gametes, which are same in the ectocarpus. Then formation of Cantrancia stage is the characteristic feature of, it is a characteristic feature of the Batrachospermum, and asexual reproduction in this stage is carried out by means of the monospores. Then formation of unilocular and plurilocular sporangia is a characteristic feature of, if you see the gametophyte in the ectocarpus, which is responsible for the development of gametangia, and inside the gametangia there is a formation of male gametes as well as the female gametes, while on the sporophytes there is a development of the unilocular sporangia and plurilocular sporangia, and hence the sporophyte becomes the answer for this question. Then presence of node and the internode in the thallus is the characteristic feature of, if you see the Cara, in the Cara there is a central axis, and on the central axis there are the node and the internode, and development of the branches of limited growth and branches of the unlimited growth. But at the same time, Again, to the axis there are the presence of node and the internode, and the branches of limited growth and the branches of unlimited growth are developed from the nodal region in the Batrachospermum. And hence, in a Batrachospermum as well as the Chara, in both there are the presence of the node and the internode, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Asexual reproduction in Batrachospermum is by the formation of, if you see the Batrachospermum, then the Contrantia stage of the Batrachospermum reproduces by means of the asexual reproduction, and that is by means of formation of the monospores. Then branches of limited growth forming globular mass on each node is called as. You have seen the structure of the Batrachospermum, in which the branches of limited growth are developing from the nodal region from all the sides, and there is a formation of globular structure. This globular structure is known as glomerule. Then narrow, slender, colorless distal part of the female reproductive organ of the Batrachospermum. If you see the female reproductive organ of the Batrachospermum, it is such like. So here there is a presence of female gamete, and this is responsible to attach the spermatia or the male gamete, and this is known as trichogyne. So the trichogyne becomes the answer for this question. Then haplobiontic type of the life cycle is found in. The haplobiontic life cycle indicate that there are the two haploid phase. So two haploid means one the plant body of the Batrachospermum that we are seeing, and the another one that is the Contrantia stage of the Batrachospermum, and hence there are the two haploid phases in the alternation of generation in the Batrachospermum, and hence it is known as the haplobiontic type of the life cycle. Then gonymoblast filaments are, as the gonymoblast filaments are formed after the formation of the zygote and after the meiosis, and hence after meiosis it becomes now the haploid, and hence here the gonymoblast filaments are haploid. Then which of the following stage is responsible for the formation of monospores? As we have seen earlier that the Contrantia stage of the Batrachospermum reproduces by means of asexual reproduction by the formation of monospore, and hence the Contrantia stage becomes the answer for this one. If you will have any confusion in the Vaucheria and Batrachospermum in between the Gongrosira stage or the Contrantia stage, just you have to remember the sequence in ABCD. B will be the first and V will be the latter. Again the C will be the first and G will be the latter. So the Batrachospermum is responsible for the Contrantia stage and Vaucheria for the Gongrosira stage, so that it becomes easy to remember both this one and the confusion will be avoided. Which of the following algae belongs to Phaeophyceae? If you see the Chara, Charophyceae, then Ectocarpus, Phaeophyceae, Batrachospermum, Rhodophyceae. So in this way, and the Vaucheria is the Xanthophyceae, and hence the Ectocarpus becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following algae belongs to the Rhodophyceae? Just we have seen that here the Batrachospermum is a member from the Rhodophyceae, and in a Xanthophyceae, that is a Vaucheria is a member of the Xanthophyceae. Specifically both all these three questions taken into the same slide, so that we can able to differentiate in between the different organisms. Then which of the following algae is also known as stoneworts? If you see the Chara, it is responsible to absorb the calcium carbonate. So because of the absorption and deposition of the calcium carbonate in the cell wall or the cells of the Chara, here it is also known as the stoneworts. Then development of the stipuloid among the branches of the limited growth and unlimited growth is a characteristic feature of Chara. So you should remember that the development of the stipuloid is a characteristic feature of the Chara. Then unicellular outgrowth that arise from the basal node of each branchlet is called as. So again it is a stipules. So such type of the outgrowth are present in the chara from the nodal region and which are characteristic feature of the chara. Then each shield cell arise rod shaped cell known as, just earlier we have seen that here there is a shield cell and from the shield cell there is a development of rod shaped structure and that is known as manubrium, and hence the manubrium becomes the answer. On the manubrium then there is a development of the primary capitulum, and from the primary capitulum then there is a development of the secondary capitulum, and from the secondary capitulum then there is a development of the antheridial filaments. So manubrium becomes the answer for this question. After fertilization, the oogonia is also called as, the oogonia is also known as oosphere, and after fertilization it is known as oospore, and hence oospore becomes the answer for this question. Then gametangia in ectocarpus are formed on, gametangia are responsible for the formation of the gametes, and the gametes will be produced by the haploid plant, and hence the gametophytic plant body, that is the haploid plant, become the answer for this question. Then which of the following type of reproduction is carried out in the ectocarpus? If we see the sexual reproduction in the ectocarpus, there are the gametes which are completely same, that is the minus strain and the plus strain, but morphologically they are same, and hence fusion of such type of the gametes is known as the isogamy. But in certain cases some of the gametes are larger and they remain steady at its place and the other gametes move towards it, and this is known as the clump formation. So such a type of the sexual reproduction in which the one gamete remains steady and other gametes move towards it, that is known as the physiological anisogamy, and hence both A and B, that is in certain species isogamy is there and in some other species physiological anisogamy is also there, and hence both A and B becomes the answer. Then clump formation is the characteristic feature of this type of the structure is known as the clump formation, that the one single female gamete is encircled by the many male gametes, and which is the characteristic feature of the ectocarpus. Then which of the following algae is commonly called as the frog spawn? If you see the frog spawn, then you will find that such a type of the jelly like structure in the water, and if we see the branches of the ectocarpus, then you will find that such a type of the glomerules are present, and because of the presence of such type of the branches in a circular manner forming the glomerule is just looking like to that of the frog spawn, and hence the batrachospermum is also known as the frog spawn. The dominant phase of life cycle in algae is, if we see the algae, fungi and bryophyte, then pteridophyta, gymnosperm and angiosperm. So the dominant phase of the life cycle is here gametophytic and here it is a sporophytic, and hence the gametophytic means the haploid one and sporophytic means the diploid one, and hence the haploid becomes the answer for this one. Then which of the following algae form a non-motile male gametes? Usually there are the formation of motile male gametes in the algae, but if you see the batrachospermum, there is a formation of spermatia, and spermatia are the non-motile male gamete. The gonymoblast filaments bearing carposporangia together with the carpogonium constitute a characteristic fruit body, and that is known as, and this complete structure of the batrachospermum is known as carposporophyte. Then plurilocular sporangia of ectocarpus forms. Just earlier we have seen the plurilocular sporangia, which is formed on the sporophytic plant body or the diploid plant body, is responsible for the multiplication of the sporophyte, and it is because of the formation of diploid zoospore, and hence the diploid zoospore becomes the answer for this one. In ectocarpus, which of the following pigments are present? Chlorophyll A and the B, usually present in all the algae. Then xanthophyll and fucoxanthin, which are the characteristic feature of the xanthophytes. So all the above becomes the answer for this question, as the chlorophyll A and the B, xanthophyll and the fucoxanthin all are present in the ectocarpus. Then which of the following algae found in epiphytic condition? Epiphytic means growth of the one plant on the other only for the support and not for the mode of nutrition. Usually inside the water on an aquatic plant or branches of the aquatic plant, there is a growth of the ectocarpus, and hence it is considered as a epiphytic algae. Then in the unit 4th, which is on the skill development, and it is based upon biofertilizers, which includes the biofertilizers, that is the definition, scope and the importance, then various microbes used as a biofertilizer, and commercial production of the biofertilizer. We will see the different questions which are asked in the based on the biofertilizers. Microbial inoculants are also called as, it is the name which is to be used in replacement of the biofertilizers, and hence the microbial inoculants are known as the biofertilizer. Then which of the following is an example of the biofertilizer? Rhizofertilizer, azofertilizer, cyanofertilizer. Rhizofertilizer means through the rhizobium, azotobacter or the azobacter, and cyanophyceae or the members of the cyanobacteria, and hence all these three are used as a biofertilizer, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not the type of biofertilizer? Not the type of. If you see that the nitrogen fixing biofertilizer, that is the characteristic feature of the biofertilizer, then phosphate solubilizing biofertilizer and phosphate mobilizing biofertilizer, all these are the three different types of the biofertilizer, and hence none of the above becomes the answer, as the question is asked not the type. Then which of the following are importance of biofertilizer? Why we have to use the biofertilizer? They improve the soil texture, that is the water holding capacity is increases because of the use of the biofertilizer. They are non-polluting, no pollutants, because the living organism that we are using for the natural addition of the nutrients in the soil. Then they do not allow the pathogens to flourish, and hence the pathogens are also not reproduced in such a type of the soil, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following are the advantages of use of biofertilizer? If you see the use of the biofertilizer, then there are the several advantages, that it is responsible to keep the soil biologically active. Then it add a considerable amount of the atmospheric nitrogen, as many nitrogen fixing bacteria or the cyanobacteria are used. Then they can provide the adequate amount of the phosphate and other micronutrients in the soil, and all these three are the advantages of the use of biofertilizer, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following organisms are not used as a biofertilizer? Not used. Cyanobacteria are used as a biofertilizer, mycorrhiza are used as a biofertilizer, and even the rhizobium are also used as a biofertilizer, and hence none of the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not used as a biofertilizer? Azotobacter, azolla, azospirillum. Again all these three are used as a biofertilizer, and hence none of the above becomes the answer. Then organisms which secretes organic acids and lower the pH in their vicinity to bring about the dissolution of bound phosphates in soil, and these are known as. So these type of the microorganisms or the bacteria are known as phosphate solubilizing bacteria. Then which of the following help to increase the phosphate in the soil? Cyanobacteria, Azolla and the Pseudomonas. If you see the Cyanobacteria and Azolla, which are responsible to increase the nitrogen in the soil, and the Pseudomonas are specifically responsible for the increase in the phosphate in the soil, as it is a phosphate solubilizing bacteria, and hence it becomes the answer. Then use of biofertilizers is beneficial because it has ability to enhance the productivity, means the production increases because of the use of the biofertilizers. It can increase the soil fertility, means increase the many nutrients in the soil. Then they are low cost fertilizers because there is a addition or the self multiplication of this organism when are used as a biofertilizer, and hence all these three are the uses of the biofertilizer, and hence all the above becomes the answer. Then Azolla is used as a biofertilizer because if you see the Azolla, it fixes the atmospheric nitrogen, then it is nitrogen fixing bacteria, it is not bacteria, then it contains nitrogen fixing cyanobacteria, and hence we are using. So Azolla is not fixing the atmospheric nitrogen, but the cyanobacteria which is present inside the leaves of the Azolla, they are responsible for the atmospheric nitrogen fixation, and hence it becomes the answer for this question. Then Azolla is a small pteridophyte found in a floating condition on the surface of the water, and hence the pteridophyte becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following are the examples of phosphate solubilizing bacteria? Bacillus, Pseudomonas, Aspergillus. So all these three are responsible to add the phosphate in the soil, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is not the Azobacter inoculant application in the field? Means if you see the inoculation of the Azobacter in the field, which are the different methods to be used? First one, that is the foliar application, second one is the seed treatment, and third one is a seedling treatment. And if you see the inoculant application in the field with the help of Azobacter, then all these three are used, and hence not used means none of the above. Then Azobacter is responsible to produce, if you see the synthesis of the nitrogen, that is the nitrogen fixation, synthesis of the indole acetic acid, and synthesis of the gibberellic acid, all these are the functions of the Azotobacter, and hence all the above becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following bacteria grow on a medium containing the sodium chloride? Usually the differentiation of these two different bacteria is carried out on the basis of the growth. So the Agrobacterium grow very well on the medium containing the sodium chloride, while the Rhizobium grow on the media without sodium chloride, and hence the A becomes answer. Then which of the following criteria is used to select the good Rhizobium strain of the bacteria to be adopted for biofertilizer? If you see the efficacy or the efficiency of the nitrogen fixing nodules which are formed by the Rhizobium on the members of Leguminaceae, on all the host plants to which it is recommended, then efficient performance in a wide range of the agricultural field, and both these are the criteria for the selection of the Rhizobium strain for the atmospheric nitrogen fixation or use as a biofertilizer. Then which of the following bacteria secretes ketolactase enzyme? If you see the characteristic feature of Agrobacterium, which is responsible to synthesize this enzyme, and hence the Agrobacterium becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following is used to maintain pH of the medium during the growth of the microbes? So here there is use of the potassium hydroxide as well as the sulfuric acid. So both these, that is the KOH and H2SO4, which are used for the maintenance of the pH of the medium for the growth of the microorganisms. Then mass production of rhizobium in large fermenter need the pH. If you see the range of the pH for the growth of the rhizobium, then it is 6.5 to 7.0, and hence it becomes the answer. We should remember this one. Then which of the following is free living nitrogen fixing organism? If you see the rhizobium is responsible for the formation of the root nodules on the plants of the leguminous plants. So there is a fixation of the nitrogen in a symbiotic association. Again, in Azula, here inside the leaves there is a presence of the chamber in which there are the presence of cyanobacteria. Again, there is a symbiotic association, and hence here the Azotobacter, which is the free living bacteria and is responsible for the atmospheric nitrogen fixation, and hence it becomes the answer for this one. For rhizobium multiplication, the temperature requirement is, you should remember the temperature requirement for the rhizobium multiplication, and that is 22 to 24 degrees Celsius. Then what is EMA? The EMA is the yeast extract mannitol agar, which is used as a medium for the growth of the rhizobium as well as the agrobacterium. Then what is GPA? The glucose peptone agar. Again, it is a medium which is used for the growth of the bacteria, and hence it becomes now the answer. Then glucose peptone agar, as seen earlier, test is confirmatory test of. So it is a confirmatory test of the rhizobium, as the rhizobium are not able to develop or multiply in the glucose peptone agar. Then in CRYMA test, the rhizobium colonies plates are incubated at. If you see the rhizobium colonies which are to be incubated in a CRYMA test, there is need to maintain the 28 to 30 degrees Celsius temperature. Then which of the following method is best for application of Azolla in the field? If you see the use of the Azolla, which is usually grown in a paddy field, and so the inoculation of the Azolla in the soil prior to the rice cultivation, it is also the correct one. Then transplantation of the rice followed by the water draining and incorporation of the Azolla, and this is also the right one, because both the methods are used during the cultivation of the Azolla in the rice fields, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Then Azolla is used as biofertilizer in a field crop of the, just we have seen that it is a rice field, and hence the rice field becomes the answer for this question, because there is need of the water for the growth and development of the Azolla, as it is a aquatic plant, and hence only in case of the rice there is a ample of the water in the field, while the wheat and the gram are not used in the, or not cultivated in the rainy season, and hence rice becomes the answer. For successful cultivation of Azolla, the optimum pH is, if you see the pH requirement of the Azolla for its cultivation, then it is a 8, that is slightly acidic. The temperature requirements for cultivation of Azolla is, if you see the temperature in the rainy season when the Azolla is cultivated in the rice field, usually it is from 14 to 30 degrees Celsius. Then how much phosphate is solubilized by the phosphate solubilizing microorganisms or the bacteria? So 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, or 40 to 50. So usually when we have to employ the different phosphate solubilizing microorganism, then they are responsible to fix the 20 to 30% of the phosphate. Then which of the following bacteria is isolated by soil dilution plate technique on the nitrogen free medium? So it is a characteristic feature of the Rhizobacter or Azotobacter which grow on the nitrogen free medium, and hence this type of the technique is used for the isolation of the Azotobacter. then mass cultivation of Azotobacter requires optimum temperature. The optimum temperature for the cultivation of the Azotobacter is a 30 degrees Celsius. Then which of the following microbe fix the atmospheric nitrogen in free living as well as symbiotic condition? Rhizobium fix the nitrogen in a symbiotic condition. Azotobacter fix the nitrogen in a asymbiotic condition, while the cyanobacteria is in asymbiotic as well as in the symbiotic, and hence the cyanobacteria becomes the answer for this question. Then which of the following microbe fix the atmospheric nitrogen in symbiotic association with the leguminous plant? As earlier seen, there is a formation of the root nodules on the leguminous plant, and this is because of the infection by the rhizobium, and hence the rhizobium becomes the answer for this question. Then cyanobacteria found in symbiotic association with. If we see the cyanobacteria that is in Anthoceros in the bryophytes, then in a pteridophytes that we have seen the azolla, and hence here in both, that is bryophytes or in the pteridophytes, in both cases the cyanobacteria are grow in association with, and hence both A and B becomes the answer for this question. Thank you very much you all for watching this complete lecture, which is based upon semester 1 botany syllabus of the RTM Nagpur University, Nagpur. If you are interested to associate with the Botany for You, the link is given in the comment so that you can join the Telegram group also, so that every time you will come to know the availability of the different lectures as well as the programs organized by Botany for You. Kindly like, share and subscribe our YouTube channel, and also press bell icon for the alerts of every lecture to be uploaded on Life Science titles. And for continuous support, like and the share, thank you very much. Thanks a lot once again.